What is shaking, everybody? Good to have you. Hello, Mr. Unknown. Crypto York, Solomon Barty, what's going on? Always great to see the Zulu Goat, Mr. Andy. Hope you guys are all doing well. Bitcoin. We'll get into the Bitcoin, all right? So I just want to reiterate this because it's very important. Oh my God, another 20 knocks. I'm gonna be loaded the next time I go to Norway. Holy, I'm doing great. Thanks, thanks, Andy. All right. Yeah. Keep in mind, we're just trading in a range, right? That's the most important thing. So it's good to have our support and resistance, always thinking about that. And that's kind of where we are right now, just trying to get above this little support zone. And luckily, we are playing into a 80% setup here on the value areas, all right? Why do you look at perp chart instead of spot? I thought spot as its original better shows situation. Well, I don't trade spot, so, you know, I'll let that for the hodlers, but I don't trade spot. So I use, the way I do it is I trade the chart that I trade. All right, so I trade on Bybit, and this is what I'm trading, right? And then what'll happen when the bear market officially begins, then I'll start trading on BTC USDT perps because the volume will be better there and you'll get a better idea of what's going on. We'll come to Ukraine if I will send you 20 Irvana. Yeah. As long as it's the part closest to the west. I'm kidding. I shouldn't laugh about that, but it's true. Anyhow. So yeah, we're hitting into this. Let's just get some sort of bearings around here. All right, we'll pop up a quick session volume profile. All right, so here we go. We've now officially got on the Bybit chart as well, 2 half-hour candles close inside of the previous day's value area, which gives us a very high probability that we're going to continue upwards today. Take profit at this point of control if we get up there, but be aware of it as a zone, all right? Don't look at it as exact. So, you know, keep in mind this whole real nasty high volume node here, okay? And this isn't guaranteed to play out, right? We're, again, hitting into this zone of resistance here, support and resistance. So if we can get above this, then I'll be convinced. All right, if we can't, then you never really know. We've got this buying tail here. That would be a great place to come back to. I don't see it happening today, but you never really know. We've got a pretty tight range that, I mean, a very tight range that Asia and London have set up for us here. So it'll be a good place to erupt from, all right? Yesterday, inside bar, all right? So even if it's your first red day, it doesn't mean much. It doesn't mean that we're going to go down. All right. It's an inside bar day. So it could play out either way. But what you expect after an inside bar day is aggression. All right. Now, if this was a red day that broke at least the range of the previous day's low and then came back in, then I would be expecting price to go down. But as it did not do that, it was just a nice casual balanced day. We could be expecting a big move today. Now, again, we might come down and sweep these lows, but right now it's not really looking like it. So let's see how that plays out. Okay, if we how to trade inside bar day. Well, you really have to kind of wait to see what they're telling you, right? So you know, it's not overly different than any other day. We're going to trade it the exact same way, right? We've got our previous day's low. We've got our previous day's high. We've got our previous day's close here, right? So right now we're trading above the previous day's close. We're trading above all kinds of dynamic indicators. So it's good to be looking for longs. If that situation turns around, then it'll be good to look for shorts, right? So let's just pop up a quick VWAP here. by the way, now you have also two 30-minute candles. Yeah, I know. Yeah. On Bybit, it's official now. Oh, what's that? I don't want that. I don't want VWAPs. Oh, oh yeah, no, that's that one. Yeah, all right, that's fine. That's fine. Wow, that is a lot, but okay, never mind. Okay, so you can see we are trading above the VWAP, right? So right now it's looking pretty good. Long to POC. Yeah, that would be the idea, right? Once you get that confirmation, you can long. You can also wait for a small pullback, maybe a retest of the value area. So there's a lot of different ways you can trade this. If you bring it down to the lower time frames, I am going to get rid of this, and I'm just going to put on a good old VWAP. Okay, so trading well above the VWAP. And if we think about it, all right, it's going to change our volume profiles heavily, but if you just have a pullback into either this or maybe some EMAs, we'll take a peek at some EMAs as well, because we are way above the VWAP. All right, so you could be looking for some sort of play here off of one of these EMAs on the lower time frame, right? 1 minute or 3 minute. This is already starting to look pretty bullish. Like this would be a decent place to be looking for an entry right here. And Bob is your uncle, right? And then yeah, take it to the point of control for take profit. And then up high, you're going to be looking at some other factors, all right? Value area. Get rid of this and we'll talk about that real quick here. All right, so we've got this little weird volume node here, and it's right at the base of this washed out fair value gap here that used to be single prints, but you see this here, it has held, then got disrespected, but this is going to definitely be a little bit of a zone here that you might get a hiccup on. All right, so I'm not saying to take profit here, but you got to be aware of it, watch for reaction, that sort of thing. All right, so that is that. Now, again, at the end of the day here, right, we've got to think about, we are in a range. We've hit the range low. We've come up and hit the higher midpoint, right? If you look at the range high, and then here's our equilibrium is around here. We've hit the support above it. We've bounced off. Now we're trying to get back above here, right? So if we can get above this, we're now going to be looking to play this exactly the way we were playing it from the upside here, which was we were looking at that 69 level, which failed us miserably. Shouldn't say miserably, it gave us a couple scalps, but all right, so we could be looking at this now in a couple of different ways here. All right, we've got a golden pocket that we're running into very soon. All right, it's there. It has been breached already and didn't really hold very well. And if we look at this, there's not much respect here for any of the fibs really. All right, you get a little bit at the 0.5. This holds here, but not great looking respect. So if we take it from the actual high to the low, all right, you start to get a different sort of look here. All right, what do we have? Didn't quite hit that. All right, but the SOS special line held, which is pretty amazing. Got to give props to SOS for this one. Good job, SOS. I don't know if he's in here, but that is a great little addition. Okay, so now we can see here we've got really good support here on the 382. 236 also held pretty well. Nothing on the 0.5, so that's kind of sketchy until it retests here. But they're both relatively useful pulls, all right? So be aware of those, and I'd be looking at this zone again to see what we're going to tap into there, all right? We didn't hit the 618, we didn't hit the golden pocket, so this to me is not very relevant because you generally, you know, if I hit the golden pocket and then we turn around and lose the 382, I'm looking for it to take the lows. But that didn't happen because we didn't hit that 618, all right? So I'd like to see a retest of this zone here, push high up into this golden pocket, and then see how that plays out. All right, so those are obvious zones which are going to get us a little bit bunged up, all right? This is a very interesting zone here as well. We've got a massive, fresh, high volume node here. All right, we've got a naked point of control up here. So there's lots of little resistances up here that we can just sort of look at, right? But then the important thing is watch how price is moving up, all right? So, you know, price rips up. It looks like it wants to go higher, but does this look good, right? It's not a very healthy move. So we come down, we clean up the majority of this imbalance. Now we've got this one major fair value gap left here. Now we've got a buying tail here. So we've got some support here. We've got a big order block. This is on the 30-minute chart, right? So can I have the SVP indicator code? You can use the normal SVP, all right? So let me just hide this, give you a quick, oops, give you a quick hint here, all right? So if you just come into your fixed range volume profile, and you can create a folder to put all of these in, all right? So this is Tuesday's open, right? You take it to Tuesday's close. Okay, there's your volume profile for Tuesday. And then if you want to have it on for today, you can slap it on, all right? And then go into your settings and click on extend right. Okay, and as the day progresses, it'll just keep extending the volume profile for you, right? And then once the day ends, you've got to go into the settings again, turn that off, right? So come on in, turn your extend right off again, and then add it to the folder that you create that says fixed range volume pro or session profiles. All right. So if we don't touch golden pocket, it means we're more likely to sweep lows. No, that's not at all what I said. I said it doesn't mean anything yet. So it doesn't mean a damn thing until we hit the golden pocket. What's going on here? It works only on swing higher low, lower low fibs. Nope. That's a bit of a weird question though. It doesn't matter how high or low, time based. Hold on, what are we talking about here? Get in the Pioneer tab. Yeah, I'm not sure what that whole conversation is about, so I'm just going to leave that for now. We can talk about that in the Discord. I was watching your volume profile before this live. Nice. All right, so the other thing too with the volume profiles, right, is don't forget that it's not just about sessions. So we can take a pull here from this to that. All right, so there's from the high to the low, and we can start to look at what's going on here. So from that, you see that zone that we pointed out from yesterday, get the point of control from this move up. was right here, and you've got a big volume node there, all right? So that might hit before the value area high comes into play, all right? So be very aware of this zone here, all right? Pretty important. And then if you look here, right, it gives us a pretty good idea as to why we're getting all these stalls here. All right. Okay. Doesn't matter high or low. No, it doesn't matter high or low. No, it depends what you're looking at, right? It really depends what you're looking at. So if you want your volume profile to give you, let's say, a good place for a entry on this, right? So you really want a trending, a bit of information out of your trending day, right? So you see, you put that up as price comes back down this morning, that would have been a very decent place to be looking for a long, because you've got this high volume node here, right? And now if we break, we come down, that's going to be a very nice volume node, right? So it's not really, doesn't matter how you mark these out, all right? If we want to get a little bit more information out of the range we're in right now, we could take a pull. That's not going to include stuff, so I would do it from here to the current day, and here you go. Right now we're on the range point of control. Again, we've got a huge high volume node up here in that same zone. Up here we've got another big one. All right, so these are all going to be big zones in this range that we could look at trading, all right? Or if you're in a position from down here, you know you're going to run into some resistance here, right? It could reverse from there. Can be long here. Yeah, it can be long here. Yeah, it looks like this is the place to be long. Yeah, there is a confirmed value area setup here. So 80% chance of us going up to the value area high of yesterday. So this zone here. All right, I would just be pretty aware of this zone right here. Okay, if you go back, you see it has had some respect here, so it might not get all the way up there, and you know, it might not even work. It's just probabilistically speaking, we should at least come up and test this, right? And then that would be the next. All right. Majid, there's the other ones that I have posted in the YouTube channel. The Discord channel. So hopefully you can see those. What's going on, Sander? Hope you're doing well, buddy. And those are a little more in depth. They're not quite so introduction-y as the master, the fixed range volume profile, because that was really an introduction. But trying to get people motivated about this stuff. That was years ago too. I put that up. So here we go. Looks like it is starting to go here. Hopefully, take a peek. You want to see my degen long I've got going on here on the old NASDAQ. This is just paper trading. It's for the competition, but there's my take profit up there. I want 50K out of this trade, or I'm not going to take any. Well, I've got my stop loss at 2,500 right now, but that's my take profit. Let's see if we can hit that, baby. Come on. See if New York can bring a pump, which I got a feeling we could. I couldn't find those two-part sessions we had days ago. All right, I will show you them. Actually, the second one I didn't put up. That's nothing. I'm in a 14. You're in a 14? What do you mean a 14? 14 contracts? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Yeah, I only got 12 contracts. Fine. You got me beat. But let's see. Let's see. See, Majid, you got to remember, I'm a Portuguese soccer fan, so I can't really be for Barcelona or Real Madrid. But when Ronaldo was playing on Real Madrid, I was all Real Madrid. But I really love that Yamal, man. That kid is he's awesome to watch. Now, if Real was to get Nico Williams Jr., then I would have to start saying Real again. Oh yes, he's in a 14 contractor, baby. Look out. Zulon's gonna get the NASDAQ futures bug, man. Okay, so yeah, that's where we are right now. That's what we're looking at. So let's see what these guys bring up, but it does look very good here. Where can I find records of 2 parts of volume profile? I will show you in the Discord, Crypto Yark, but it's in the, I believe it's in the YouTube channel. What is your, oh, my position in the channel is horrible because yesterday I did all kinds of stupidity. So I'm down quite a bit. I think I'm 1,090 something. Yeah, so I went down quite a bit, but I'll get it back today. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop degenning. Yesterday I felt the heat of the degenerates, so I'll just chill out and put in my daily trades. I would have taken this a lot earlier, but I was trading on my real account down here. And then after I locked in some good dough, then I switched over to this, and then I hopped in on the Asia break. All right, so we broke above Asia and then came back down for this little fake out here. And then I hopped in on that candle right there. So let's see how this plays out. 50K or nothing, baby. That's what I got. That's how you got to play it on these challenges. It's all degenerates or nothing. Guys doubling their accounts in a day. Anyways, so yeah, let's see what New York brings. If we can keep this moving up, might get a little pullback real quick and then to the upside. As far as news, let's see here. We do have news coming out at 3 as well here. All right. So we had non-farm employment change, which was plus 183K. So New York is going to move somewhere. And then at 3 o'clock, we've got ISM services PMI coming out. So hopefully that doesn't come out too hot. Projected at 54.2. Let's hope it comes in around projection or gives us some good news. See how that goes and see if it pumps price up. Give it a pump, baby. Everybody's stressing out. Everybody's stressing out, but you know, I would highly recommend you just relax, try to find good entries. I'd be looking to the upside personally. I think what we have to do now is really get over this equilibrium zone. So this place where we came up and tested already and push above, obviously, this resistance level here. If we can get above that, then we should go up for a test of the highs. These highs are pretty fresh though, so I don't think we'll break them, but I do think we'll go test them and then come back down, grab up some liquidity, maybe run up for a second test. That's the way I see it. All right, and I could be wrong. This could be the move, baby. Could be the move, but I really don't think it is. Again, we haven't been in this range that long. Bitcoin does like to hit into ranges and stick around them for a while, especially when everybody starts getting quite confused like they are right now, but there's still quite a bit of interest. And then as soon as people start getting bored and start going into alts again, then Bitcoin will start moving and then everybody will start putting their money back in Bitcoin, you know. And FOMO, baby. The FOMO is real. All right, let me get this. What is your position? Sorry, never mind. Player-based fan. Player-based fan. No, I have a team. I have a soccer team, man, and I don't live in Spain. I'm not a player-based fan. I'm a sporting fan. I've been a sporting fan since I was like 1.5 years old. Which one do you think is more credible? MA based on fib numbers, 2134 or 51? I would definitely go with the 50, 100, 200 personally. Because, you know, when you're looking at these things, like if you want to trade fibs, trade fibs. Fibs have, there's so many different fib tools that you can use. It doesn't really make too much sense, you know, to trade like if you're going to trade EMAs, the biggest ones are the 9, the 10 is huge as well, but they're pretty much the same. All right, 20 and the 21, they're also pretty much the same thing, but people make weird distinctions between the two. And then as you go up, it's the 50, the 200, the 800. Personally, I use the 100 a lot. Not too many people use the 100, but I love the 100 EMA. Uh-oh, Denny. Message retracted. What's going on, Denny? You can speak, man. Don't be shy. It's all right. Oh, I'm guessing that was a football comment. That looks like his avatar is a guy on a pitch. So yeah, I don't, you know, the reason you're trading the EMAs is because a lot of people trade them, right? So you might be able to find some cool oddities using the fibs, and you can maybe incorporate those into a fib-based system where you're looking for fib clusters or something like that. But to just use the fibs, I wouldn't find it overly helpful, honestly. You know, you've got a lot of people that are going to be looking to trade the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA and the 800 EMA, like a lot of people on all different time frames. So if you could find some sort of confluence in between the two, that would be, you know, reasonable to do. That would be my take on it, but I could be wrong. But if you look into the fib section, you know, you've got a lot of different stuff that you can use, right? And fibs are based on clusters. That's how you want to trade Fibonacci. You don't want to just look at like a golden pocket, for example, right? So you would look for extensions, expansions, negative fibs and fibs, fans. You could pull up some circles and you start trying to find these places of convergence for all of those different things, and you find these tight little clusters. It's sort of like finding the PRZ for harmonic patterns, right? PRZ being the potential reversal zone. So can you show us how to use golden pocket? Yeah, sure, Sander, I can show you how to use the golden pocket. It's pretty simple. So the first thing you have to do is you've got to make a template for it. That is not what I wanted to do. All right, because so if you have your Fibonacci here on default, it just looks, you know, crazy and ugly. Marcus Hardison, I just saw a theory of New York open strategy. See the first wick and check if the next candle exceeds the first candle to the downside or upside, and then short long it 15 minutes. I think that's pretty much what Tom does. But yeah, I wouldn't do it. Personally, I wouldn't do it. But if you can see that it works, you know, if you watch it, you know, the thing about strategies, if you're getting other people's strategies, you just have to test it yourself and then make sure that you can trade it. And if you can, then do it, right? And you have to do it with good risk management. Okay, we got our open coming up in a second here. I just want to see how New York opens up on this. So wait 30 minutes and then do the action. Yeah, see if it works, man. Do some back testing on it, then front test it, see if you can catch it. Like it's a very dangerous time to be trading hold on a second. After the New York Open? Yeah, all right. So at your 3 o'clock candle. There's a lot of variables there, right? So it really depends on what it leaves. Okay, so this is how your fib is going to come drawn out, right? So you want to pull it from left to right. So whatever, if your low is on the left or if your high is on the left, that's where you want to start. And then you want to pull it from left, low in this case, to the next high, right? And you see this real ugly sort of thing here. So you're going to go into your settings. Hold on, let's just check this out. Little dumpy dump. I'm going to lock in 6K on that. That's a New York pump it. Okay. And New York seems to be, no, doing a little washout there. Okay, so anyhow, back to this fib, right? So you go into your settings and you're going to change all of this stuff. And for God's sakes, just turn the background off because it's so ugly. All right. So I'll show you my fib, my normal fib pull. This is what it looks like, all right? So if you go into, again, the settings, these are the settings I have. Again, background turned off. I generally have the trend line turned off as well, but I keep it on for teaching purposes. So take a screenshot of this. These are the levels I like to use. There's the 886 and the 114 are not considered real Fibonacci levels, but they work really well. And then for the golden pocket, it's your 0.618, and then you're going to add another one and color it the same color to make it nice and golden. And it can be a 0.6 or a 0.67 or even a 0.68. Depends what you like. All right, but the 0.66 works really well on Bitcoin. Okay, so that's it. All right, so what you do is, you pull it, and obviously now we've got our golden pocket down here. And then you're going to look for some sort of confluence in here. You don't want to trade golden pockets on their own. So in this case, we've got a high volume node here off of yesterday's volume profile. You're welcome. And then you can do other things, like extensions, for example. So what you're looking for, like if you're trading just fibs, what you're looking for are clusters of different Fibonacci tools that are going to give you the same levels, all right? If you're not going to use that, oops. I don't necessarily do that all the time, but I do look for them. But if I can find, like here, we've got a fair value gap, we've got a high volume node, we'll be able to find other things in here that makes this a stronger level, right? So the more things that you can find in the same zone, the better chances that it holds, all right? And sometimes not. Like the 96 level that we lost that I was talking about was full of good stuff and we lost it. But that is the danger with not just fibs, but any levels. If there's a lot of people looking to get in on that, it's a great place for them to cause a lot of pain, right? So you have to be very aware of that. Just because it's a golden pocket with a bunch of stuff in it doesn't guarantee it's going to hold. All right, but then you would, there you go. For example, let me just hide this for a second here. You would take a trend-based fib extension. Okay, and you would start looking for more things around the golden pocket. So in this case, you've got the 0.5 fib extension right there below that 6.6. So that starts to add a little something to it. All right, so remember that 0.5 is there on the trend. If we do it just from high to high here, It's right inside of that golden pocket now. Sorry, no, it's way outside of it. There's nothing in there now. All right, so far you've got the 0.5 right below it on the actual trend, and from the actual trending down, the swings, and nothing. All right, then you could do something else. For example, from here, all right, you could do a another normal fib pull. Okay, you've got the 236 right here. So that might be something that you'd look for. Things of that nature, right? You're always just going to be pulling them from a bunch of different angles and also a bunch of different tools and seeing what you can find in that zone. All right. So that's basics. All right. Pretty basic, but that's kind of what you want to do. And then you would do that with all of your different fib tools. All right. Do it with your retracement, with your trend, with your channel. Forget the time, but you can look for time. Do it with your circles. I'm not a big fan of the spirals and the arcs. These are all very dynamic. You got to move your chart around to make them fit into stuff. So it's not at all objective. It's very subjective, but the circles aren't. So, you know, you could pop up a fib circle, and then the fib time for this golden pocket has passed already, so it's not going to help us. But what we could do is maybe pull it from low to low. And then we could start to potentially believe that we might come and test this zone down on Thursday at around 8 o'clock. And if we get a move that kind of goes slowly around this and arcs around this circle and then comes down and hits, we could get a decent bounce based on a Fibonacci time tool there. All right. So you can make it as crazy as you want, as complicated as you want, or you can make it as basic as you want. So what I tend to do is I look for different time frame involvement in a zone that I'm interested in. So I like to see things that I can incorporate, like a scalper with a day trader, with a swing trader, you know, and these golden pockets are great places to be getting day traders and swing traders involved. All right. So yeah, that's what I would say. Just take a quick peek here. Oh, previous day's close hit. Well, I'm gonna have to be come on, man. Previous day's high, baby. That's all we need. That's all we need. Okay, let's take a peek at this on the lower time frame here, see what New York is setting up for. Get rid of this fib. Yeah, if I'm trading the lower time frames, like if I'm scalping the 1 minute chart or the 3 minute chart, I'm constantly pulling them. I think that was Sander who asked that, right? Yeah. Can you also explain reverse of the fib? You know, 0 to 1 or 1 to 0? The reverse of the fib. 0 to 1 or 1 to 0. Okay, so TradingView sort of has its fib stuff backwards, right, compared to a lot of other things. But don't worry too much about that. Just remember to pull it from left to right. Okay, so you've got a low and you've got a high, right? Price comes back into the golden pocket and goes. You've got a order block here. All right, it's been resistance, 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 support. So you've got a support resistance zone, an order block, and a golden pocket. That's 3 good reasons to take a trade. If you, for example, open up a, let's go for the good old relative strength index. All right, what do you got here? You've got some divs. All right, so there's 4 reasons to open a trade here. Let's get the fifth one in order here. You have a bullish engulfing candle with a shaved top. That's 5 great reasons to take a trade here. And you don't really need much more than that. You know, if you can get 5, that's a lot better than most traders. Okay, so that's really it. Don't worry too much. Ooh, don't worry too much about the fact that the 0's up here and the 1 is down here, all right? When you want to think about that is when you start looking at like negative fibs and sort of expansions and stuff like that, right? So if you're looking now for a place where that this Fibonacci range is obviously getting good respect, golden pocket, the 382 hit, then we come up to the 236, come back down, the 0.5, so it's getting quite respected. So if we push away from here, where are we going to start getting stuck? And it's going to be in our negative fib land. So you should also have a negative Fibonacci template, all right, where you start pulling into negative fib levels. So, you know, you've got a negative golden pocket, 382, 236, 114, and so on and so forth, because most likely we're going to take this range, right? Looks like we've already done it. Like to the dollar. So we should sweep this, right? And that's really the only guarantee you get off of that golden pocket. It doesn't mean anything else once you've gotten back above the 382 zone, right? So this is going to be one of those places where maybe we turn around at the 114, the 236, or maybe not. All right, but they'll definitely be kind of sticking points. So you want to be aware of them. And then you're just kind of trading these level to level, right? As long as they keep breaking, then everything is good. There goes the break. Nice. And into that support and resistance zone we were talking about. High volume node, sorry. And the same thing would be true to the downside. So if we get this hit off the golden pocket and then it fails to take the 382 and it starts kind of bouncing around and then we lose the golden pocket, you could do the exact same thing when sorry, that's not what I wanted. All right, you then have an expansion template which does the exact same thing. It moves to the other side. All right, so if price breaks down, oftentimes we're going to get stuck on some of these levels down here, and these can be very different in terms of Fibonacci levels and numbers, right? They don't have to be the typical sort of stuff that you're looking at. Why alt grow also when BTC grow? It's crypto, man. That's the way we go. Just because, yeah. That's like asking, why do alts dump when Bitcoin dumps? Looking at BTC DOM, feeling that people buy only BTC. Yeah, don't get too caught up, man, in BTC DOM. I said that last live stream and I'll say it again. It's not the best way to trade looking at the DOM because you're just going to confuse yourself. It's a bit of a weird little thing there. Oh yeah, close above that and then pump it, New York. Let's go to that previous day's high. Andy, we're targeting the previous day's high. I hope you have 14 contracts. Okay, so there's BTC futures on the 15. Looking good, but there you go. So we're rejecting now off of this on BTC, but that's expected, right? It doesn't mean we're gonna go down now. I mean, when I say it doesn't mean we're gonna go down, we're obviously going down, but it doesn't mean we're gonna lose everything, right? And just kind of relax and wait to see how this plays out. And remember, we're only in the first 15 minutes of New York here, so they're going to be shaking people out. It's going to be moving all around. 21,674 limit. Wow, 674. I've got mine at 84, but I know I'm going to move that. I just put it up there because I want to see what kind of reaction we get up here. But I would love to see 694. But 674 is very reasonable. Just sweep the previous day's open. Very reasonable, sir. Very reasonable. But here comes the pump. See if New York gives us 300 points straight to the upside. Not bloody likely. All right. I don't look at DOM. Anybody who looked DOM didn't predict alt season. Yeah, there's those days are over, Crypto Yark. That's what I would say. I mean, last year it was already last bull run, it didn't really plan out the way it used to. So remember, these things are constantly kind of changing, right? What the BLCOK you marked on BTC, which we touched and go down. This one, it's a high volume node. So I believe it's a high volume node. Point of control. And PMI is out. I think PMI is out at 3 o'clock. No, or am I losing my mind here? Yeah, no, PMI is out in 15 minutes. Another 15 minutes. What you have is your services, final services PMI, but that's not really going to do much. It's the ISM services PMI that is going to be a little more telling, but it's not really going to move the market that much. Connect, please. Why you disconnect? That's weird. Chat disconnected. What's going on here? All right, there it is. It's back out. It is out already. No, it's not. Trust me. It's the wrong PMI you're talking about. I mean, it's the right PMI, but you're just talking about a different PMI. You're talking about final services PMI, which came out at 245 at 52.9, comes in as projected. But at 3 p.m., ISM services PMI comes out. There's 2 of them coming. And the one at 3 p.m. is going to have a little more effect on the market. That's it. Hold that previous day's close. Oh. Okay, let's take a quick peek here. See if the Dixie is on the dump. Nice, Dixie's on the dump. That's great news. Did you gap like crazy? Yeah, you did. Come on, man. Oh. 65. Wonder if they fill in that gap on the NDQ before they... I think they're going to fill it and do more. This may be it for the futures. I've never seen you draw a trend line. Dynamics, I mean. Yeah, I don't really draw those out unless I am following a close trend. So what I'll do with trend lines, I'm not a big trend line follower. I prefer horizontal levels. But I will draw them out. So you'll see me mark out some retail patterns with them. That pretty much says everything. But what I'll do, for example, okay, I'll do it on the NQ one here, on the 1 minute. Okay, so something like this yesterday, all right? You've got this move come up, and then price comes down, closes below the 50, all right? I'll start to trend. I'll start marking those out so that I can figure out where we're going to turn around for a potential M formation. But I don't trade just trend lines on their own. So it's always based on something else. Okay, so it'd be something like that. Wait for the breakout. Hop in. In this case, it did not work out, but that's the sort of thing I'll mark out with trend lines. Generally, I like to do that more in the London session. All right, so London breaks below, and then I will follow it real tightly. All right, and I can do that either with a trend line or with a channel. All right, so something like that. And then once it breaks it, I wait for a little bit of a pullback and then get in. But my preferred way to do it is actually with channels. Something like that. All right, so now you've got a confirmed channel here. Wait for it to break and then go. So just a bit of a thicker channel. Many people are talking about the quantitative easing to start before we see a real push in the alts. Yeah, I don't know, man. I would say people are starting to talk about a lot of stuff they don't really grasp. That's what I would say. You know, I hate to talk bad about crypto traders, but they're not traders. They rely on really weird stuff. They're always looking for news. They don't use levels. They're not that good at trading. They're good at influencing people and causing FUD and fear. That they're great at, but they're not good traders. So take that with a grain of salt, because what I would say to you is this. Quantitative easing will get the markets raging in general, right? But it's not going to be crypto that really starts to take off because of QE. It'll be the indexes first and foremost, and then you got to look at specific companies and see what kind of deals they're going to be getting, especially out of government contracts, things like that, and then look at money, right? Because that's what it really is about. It's ease to money, and it's not like crypto coins. You know, it's hard for them to get money from the banks. I want to start a new crypto coin. I want to start a new whatever, some sort of crypto project. It's not really what's going to happen. So people, you know, man, I don't even know what to say to that, because it's kind of mind-boggling. So I would imagine that what they're equating it to is, in the last bull run, we had our COVID dump, and then everybody started getting stimmy checks and started putting those into crypto because they were bored and at home. But other than that, the quantitative easing never helped Bitcoin at all, never helped crypto at all, and it probably won't in the future, is what I would guess. I could be totally wrong here, but I wouldn't really pay it too much attention personally. You know, the one thing that boggles my mind, man, I'm going to say this, and don't take this the wrong way, but people into crypto have the most cockamamie, harebrained ideas that I've ever heard in my life. And if you go to any other asset that is traded, nobody asks these questions. Nobody. People think that quantitative easing has to happen before the NASDAQ puts in a new all-time high, for example. You know, nobody would ask that. Why? because it's obviously untrue. It's the dumbest shit. Sorry to swear, but honestly, the dumbest shit comes out of crypto people's mouths. It is unbelievable. Okay. There you go. This whole time up has been stupid high interest rates, quantitative tightening. Look at that, higher highs and higher highs. And it just keeps going, right? So if crypto is going to be affected by stuff that really affects the markets, then whatever complete lunatic is saying that is just 100% wrong. And they should shut up. They should really not talk. Now, they know when quantitative easing is coming, so it's going to be all priced in. And you watch, as soon as they start really dropping the rates, we're not going to get like just a pump. We're going to get a small pump probably, and then we're going to get a big dump, and then we're going to go, like, it's going to price in the news, right? That's what's going to happen. So what I would say to you is that Bitcoin will pump way before the quantitative easing starts, if it was going to act like a normal market, right? That's what it would do. It would price in that news that's expected, and then it would correct itself to cause some pain, and then it would start going. But it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild the way people talk. Like, just think, I would recommend go watch some, just straight up Forex traders and bonds traders, and they talk about news, but they don't talk about it like in the crypto world does. And at the end of the day, your TA is going to be the most important, and the TA is going to be the most important thing anyways, because if price dumps, let's say tomorrow that North Korea starts some crazy stuff with Japan or something, China's got to get involved, and then America gets involved, and there's this crazy new crisis, right? Price is probably going to dump a little bit, but it's going to dump into something that you're looking at if you're doing your TA properly, right? So you can handle those situations as long as you're looking at the chart. Check BTC. You check BTC, Mr. Unknown. Oh, look at that. So, yeah, there you go. There you go. Hold that line, baby. Hold that line. So yeah, that's your 80% setup. It's still valid, right? This candle still has 2 minutes to close, and then this is your brutal New York open, right? Wash them out. Now let's see if 3 o'clock starts pushing back up, or if we do go down for this buying tail here. See what happens. But that is the that's what I said, take profit at the point of control. And I said, remember, this is a big zone. It's not this skinny little red line. It is this big volume node. And there it goes. There she goes. Down into the abyss. Okay, so let's check this out now. Denny took the short, but he's honestly waiting for longs. I was hoping to see some hidden divs there on the RSI. That would have been nice, but no, they're not there. All right, so after grinding up, rejecting off of this resistance zone, we found ourselves right back in it. Now, if this was the NASDAQ, I would take a long here, but is ETH in bear market now? ETH has never gotten out of the bear market. ETH is just, oh baby, NQ baby. Look at it. There she goes. There she goes. Lord, he's getting addicted. I can feel it now coming. And ISM is out. Now ISM is out. Good man, Solomon. Let's check out what ISM's all about here. Oh, look at that. 52.8. Wow. That is way under projected. That is nice. That's previous day's highs coming, baby. Come on, New York. You got this. Okay, I think it's time to maybe shore this stop up a little bit here. We'll just bring it up to below New York opening range there. Lock in 9K on this bad boy. Yeah. There she goes. All right, back to Bitcoin. Everybody wants to look at Bitcoin. Yeah, everyone wants to look at Bitcoin. Yeah, it still looks, I'd still say it's more up than down. More up than down. You just got to get back above this and then take another crack at that point of control up there. And we'll be fine. Let's see what these guys are going to get on about now. Fill in the gap and go. Crypto York's asking Andy, BTC long setup is actual? Which long setup? You talked about the 80% setup, Crypto York? I mean, you're asking if it's an actual setup or it actually played out today? But you're asking Andy. I'll let Andy answer that one. There were two goals except rate of change. One more. When BTC first hit 100K, there were two goals except rate of change. One more. Rate of change? Rate of change, or you mean POC or ROC? That seems to be completely already this setup and rejected. Yeah, it happens. It happens, yeah. But I'll let Andy answer that one. Andy, is the 80% setup a real setup? I don't think Andy's here anymore. I think he left. But yeah, that's why you got to take profit when you run into the point of control zone, right? Oh, they got my stop. All right. Gonna be time to get another one in soon. Okay. So 3 o'clock. So let's see now what these yahoos are on about here. When BTC crossed 100K second time, hold on a second. This is a 3-part best chicken. When BTC hit 100K, ETH was 38. Second time, ETH was 37. Yep. Third time, 28. Yep. Yeah, I know. I've seen the memes. Yeah, ETH is just, you know, like I'm not, honestly, I'm not that into crypto. Like I would never waste my time getting too down into the ETH news or anything like that. But I do know one thing. 4 years ago, ETH was very, very promising in terms of case use and stuff. And today it's just garbage. I would never use ETH for anything. I would never use it. Yeah, it's just horrible. It's expensive as hell. It's useless. So not really sure what's going on with ETH, and not sure why anybody would want ETH, honestly. Fun to trade, but even that, there's things that are much better to trade. Much better, man. I'd rather trade Cardano than ETH, honestly. And that says a lot. Either ETH is a scam or BTC is. Well, they both are. Both of them are useless, right? Reason of dump, bad macro data. Yeah. So they're both, you know, I would say they're both pretty useless. You can't really do much with Bitcoin. And ETH, the beauty of ETH was that, you know, last bull run, people were saying that ETH was going to take Bitcoin out. ETH was going to flip Bitcoin because ETH was so useful and it had all these great, amazing projects and all of this. And then all of a sudden it became expensive as hell and gas fees just went through the roof and it became just as useless as Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin is useless. You can't, I couldn't buy anything with Bitcoin. Can't go into a store and buy anything with Bitcoin. It's useless. Got to sit there and wait half hour for confirmation, you know? Like it's crazy. I just wanted a quick coffee. Nothing quick about that. And it's pretty expensive, but TA wise, where do I think ETH is heading to next? So and I know I get in a lot of crap for saying this stuff about crypto, but honestly, it's fun to trade, but I'm no maxi. I'll leave that for the maxis. Okay, so we've got these equal lows here, right? And we've got these highs here. So that's really the story on ETH. It's very similar to Bitcoin in that sense. All right, but the problem is it's been here. You know, you can even pull this up maybe to this low here. Yeah, the problem is that it's been in this range since January and it's just not doing anything. And then if you look out further, you know, you could even say that this is just a macro range that's tightening up. And then some yahoos are going to be calling it a bull pennant, I'm sure. Like that. So that's what I would say, man. Like there's not much to it. Unless it starts to move out of this range somehow, you're just going to be looking at it range bound here until it proves otherwise. Because it's really done nothing, man, since that. Let's pull a fib here. All right, so 786, and then this range low. So it's, you know, this might be a spring here down around the 236. Like a lot of times, if it's hitting off of one fib level, it'll come down to the corresponding one. It just keeps hitting off that 786. So maybe you get a push down and a sweep, but I mean that would be devastating, down to 1800 or so. And then maybe start a push up. Like it doesn't seem like anybody's really interested in pushing ETH anywhere. You know, it's just brutal. Absolutely brutal. But that's all it is, really. It's a range. If it comes down to the lows, look to long it. If it comes up to the highs, look to short it. What does Yahoo means to you? In Persian, we say Yabu means donkey. Yeah, Yahoo is pretty much a donkey. Yeah, a Yahoo. You don't have to be a donkey. You could be like but for the most part, yeah, that's pretty much what a Yahoo is. Yeah. Yeah, it's those crypto Yahoos who are, you know, it's the same guys that long up here because they're convinced ETH is going, and they short down here because they convince ETH is dying. Those are the Yahoos. And they all, my God, what is going on here? Did I just cut out? Yeah, chat disconnected. Please wait. Well, what happened here? Yeah, man, these guys playing with my internet around here are brutal. They're replacing a bunch of internet nodes around my neighborhood, and once in a while my net just cuts out. Brutal. Both BTC and ETH are useless. Just which one is more worth trading? Well, crypto, you know, like the thing about crypto, Bitcoin, is that everybody knows Bitcoin is useless, and like that whole narrative that Bitcoin's going to be gold and ETH is going to be the silver of the crypto verse, I think that is going to radically change because it's just like gold and silver in the real world, right? Like silver has insane amounts of industrial use, right? So does gold, but silver has a lot more. So it's always in demand because it's always being used. And if there's no real use for ETH, then what's the point of it? You know, that's what I would say. So they could definitely improve that, but they've had years to do it, man, and they haven't. So it's pretty wild to just see all of these other projects that can do the things that ETH was supposed to do for way cheaper, and ETH is refusing to kind of figure that out. So pretty wild. Okay, connect. Let's get this going here. All right, I'm gonna have to find another long entry here to trade this back up. Looks like that might be the one. A little pullback, fill in that fair value gap. Any opinions on render? No render. A lot of people talk really good about render. What's going on, Sos? Bottom on BTC. Jokerin. Hey, Una. Is it a Sos bottom? Hold on a second here. I'll just take this. Then I'll just sweat it out for a while. Okay. BTC. Is it a Sos bottom on BTC? What time frame? A rounded, but yeah, that's pretty rounded. Yeah. Yeah, pretty rounded. But if you want to find the real Sos bottom on BTC, that's it. All right, there's your order block. Price taps into it. and rips up on the 15-minute chart. So yeah, that's a SOS bottom on the 1-minute chart. Yep. Yeah, and what he would do is he would enter there. I'm sure he would have taken that trade, and then he would have been looking there too. Stop loss probably below this. Yeah, and he would have been very close to taking out profit one already, if not already taking it. But yeah, that I could hear him saying rounded bottom right there on the 1 minute, hitting into a 15-minute order block. And he would also be saying, yeah, 15-minute order block. And that would be it. That would be the SOS entry. Okay. Seven G's, that's a little bit on the big side there. But I'll once again put this right below. Forget it. I won't place that yet. It's paper money, who cares? So yeah, now we've got to get back above this. That's the killer part here. Because this is not a high volume node. This is a previous support and resistance. Both BTC, sorry. Down 1 minute. Okay. Any opinions on render, right? Render. Yeah, let's take a quick peek at render here. So I've been looking at render for a while because a lot of people talk about it, but I've never traded render. But I mean, it looks dirt cheap right now. Oh, I didn't get the 50K out of it. I got stopped out in pretty big profit though, so that's fine. And now I'll do another one here and see where it goes. Don't like the fact that we're trading under the previous day's close, but I gotta just degen on this. Can't really can't be too careful. Many alts look cheap right now. Yeah, they do. But render, you know, like again, I don't really do much due diligence on crypto coins, but from what I do understand, render is a very good project. It's got a lot of potential. And you know, that's pretty wild. That's a big low down there. So that's kind of a little bit concerning. I mean, that is a huge wick. All depends if investors already cashed out or not. Yeah, but there's, you know, some coins are just more attractive than others exactly for the case use, right? And render is supposed to be one of those coins. Yeah, nasty. So what I'd say is as long as on the 1 hour chart is trading below this 50 EMA, it's not good, man. If it pulls back, you've got a high volume node here, you've got a high volume node here. You've got a small high volume node here in this golden pocket. And on the 30-minute chart, that's likely going to be a supply and demand zone. Yeah, it is. So you've got rally, base, rally. So that looks pretty decent. This is a great zone here to just sweep some liquidity. Again, quite a bit of a little wonky volume node there. All right, so those could hold, but with this massive wick here, man, like that is huge. So that's what I would need. It would be price to come back down here and really into that wick, eat up some of that wick, and then go or break above this 50 with some good move, you know, like you need to see a big power move, like something like this. All right. But when this happened, you still had pretty decent curvature on this 200 to the downside. It's still curving nicely, but doesn't seem to be quite as severe. So yeah, push up, break them, get your cross, come back, hit the 50, let it hold, and then go. Yeah, but that is nasty looking. That is a very troubling wick down there. It screams unfinished business. Screams it. Yeah. And you look at SWE. All right, quick SWE. Then I'm out of here. It's coffee time. Got that same troubling wick. It pretty much looks exactly the same. It's hilarious. That is a very strange day. Thin day, ugly balance day, cute little inside bar balance day. Whee! Okay. That's a really nice zone right there. Hey, what's going on, Ellie Rosie? Really nice little zone right there. Front run that golden pocket. But again, that wick, man, that screams unfinished business there. Doesn't necessarily have to be, right? Because these could be the classic capitulation wicks where price doesn't have to come back down here. But that zone looks really nice. That's what I'd be looking for. Yeah, that would be it. Something like that. But again, if it gets back above, it's in the exact same boat here. Now it's struggling against the big three, right? So if it can get above this and then actually get a bounce off of them, you know, like you want to see a move like this really push away, but unfortunately then it just starts doing these shenanigans. But if we can get all of these to cross, get that 50 above the 2, then I would be interested in longing it. But until that happens, I'd be looking for that hit. And this zone looks really good right here, this order block. A very good order block. This is where you had, so it's a red vector here and then a green vector. So this is where they caught a lot of shorts offside and then just ripped it. So this is a zone that they're going to be looking to protect most likely. And then of course we've got this crazy wick, which, yeah. Check Bitcoin, a potential up or down. I love it. I still think Bitcoin's going up, but that's what I would say for today. Bitcoin up. I think everything is up. That's what I think for today, but that's just honestly an opinion that is based on previous days' volume profiles and TPO charts. So, but if you ask another person, they'll say down on the exact same things that they're looking at, right? So that's what I would say. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm gonna put this into a little bit of profit here. No, that's not the one I wanted to do. Never mind. Stop loss. Yes, modify, please. And then take profit all the way up at that previous day's high again. See if we can get there. Come on, 38K. Daddy's trying to get into the top 100% of this challenge. Top 100%, that's pretty funny. Top 1,000 people is what I'm really trying to get to. So that's what I would say, Ellie Rosie. It's already given us a really good signal that it's gonna move up, but then it bounced hard off of this high volume node here / point of control node. So yeah, wipe a few people out. Now we go take a second crack at it, see if we can get through it. And then if we can, you're looking to trade it up to somewhere around this zone here, around 99-ish, 100. That's what I would be saying. And the reason I'm saying it is, let me get rid of this. All right, you got this wacky little volume node here in this zone, and it's held as support, as resistance. So that's what I'd be looking for. Yeah, remember to give the stream a like and a follow. Subscribe to the channel if you like me making fun of maxis and that stuff. This is the place to be. If you want to feel like you're being more catered to as a maxi, then go watch Crypto Vikings. He's more of the maxi. And he's gonna hate me for saying that, and I'm kidding, he's not really a maxi. And if you want to see more info, a little more in-depth stuff, join the Discord group. Link is in the description if you wish. And that's pretty much it, man. I'm gonna go drink myself a coffee and see if I can find a 4 o'clock NASDAQ trade to get in on my real account. And that's it. I saw 2 liquidity swipes. I think it'll go down a little bit. Is ICT actually work in crypto? ICT doesn't work anywhere. ICT is a scam. I shouldn't say that on YouTube, I guess, but you realize that I'm just gonna say this, all right? That's 30 seconds. But that guy claims that he wrote the algorithm that controls all the markets, all of them, Forex, commodities. He wrote the algorithm that controls the whole market. So remember that. Like, I'm not saying he's crazy. I'm saying he's crazy like a fox. So no, ICT concepts, you know, fair value gaps work, order blocks work. I guess those are concepts that he talks a lot about, and also claims they're his, which they're not. They've been around for a long time, but they're difficult to master, right? It's not simple like he says, and there is no algorithm that controls all the markets. So, but he tells you there is. Ellie, what do you mean? I think so. You think he did write the algorithm? Is that what you mean, Ellie? Well, yeah, ICT is a bit weird. Now there are some guys who took like Arjo he's a pretty interesting cat, but he doesn't really teach what ICT teaches, and I think he left ICT already. I'm not sure, and he kind of does his own thing, but you know, take it with a grain of salt, man. Take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, he is definitely. And if you watch him trade, he's done live trading. You can watch those videos online. I don't think he's got them up on his YouTube channel anymore, but he is a horrible trader. So be careful. Be careful with the ICT concepts. All right, they don't really teach you much about market movement. So that's what I would say. But anyhow, yeah, I'm going to go enjoy my coffee. I'll be on the Discord in a short while, guys. Hope you're all doing well. VIP stream this evening. And yeah, we'll talk soon, man. Take care.